रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। रामदूत महाधीर रुद्रवीर्य समप्रभ अंजनागर्भ संभूत वायुपुत्र नमोस्तुते। Starting from yesterday, we are seeing the greatness of Hanuman. We saw his birth and we saw his childhood's story. From the childhood, he was blessed with a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, a lot of resilience. Name a good attribute, he has it. And today we are going to see about his attributes. Human beings are made up of their attitude, their response system towards a situation. And Hanuman lived like a living legend to handle situations. In the upcoming days, we are going to see about how he handled major life decisions and major life situations. For that, we need to understand what is his attributes and what is he stood for. We are going to see some interesting stories today as well. And those stories will give us a lot of thought to think about the daily situations we actually face. As I said yesterday, Hanuman is a blessed child. He has been blessed with jnana, vairagya and bhakti. This is what Krishna says about karma yoga, jnana yoga and bhakti yoga. It's called brahmachari, right? Brahmachari is not just a person who is not married. Brahmachari stands for who controls himself. For example, if there is a sweet over there and I like sweets so much and I control myself not just to take and eat it, control my mind to not even think about it, is an attribute of a brahmachari. Because brahmachari is not a person who can make up himself, who cares for his body, who cares for his, how to earn wealth. He just had to live life. By even begging, he has to live his life. And that is how Dharma Shastra has told about brahmachari. Bhishma is a brahmachari. Hanuman is a brahmachari. So they know to control themselves. Even they wanted to get anger, they won't get anger. I'll tell you an example. Sita and Ravana are talking. Hanuman is hiding himself and then listening and watching this conversation. Ravana told so many bad things about Rama. He even went to an extent of disguising Rama's neck, head, and then showing Sita that Rama is dead. Ravana killed Rama is what he told. Sita never believed it. The person who is in the question is not Sita. We spoke about Sita and she is the most trust person. Hanuman just met Rama some 5 months before. He had so much of trust that Ravana could never kill Rama. And he also knows that he has not killed. He is only disguising and then showing Sita some drama. and he told so much ill about Rama. Hanuman was so angry, very, very angry. He wanted to jump and then kill Ravana there. Because he's talking about his master, he's talking about Brahman, and he's talking about Rama. Who, for example, if someone is we love so much and someone else is talking ill about them and we are even listening to that, the natural attitude for us to jump and then shout. But Hanuman thought about the situation first. He controlled his anger because if he would have jumped there, he don't even introduced himself to Sita. Sita don't even know who is Hanuman is. It is not the time to fight. So Hanuman always puts Rama's message first or his job first more than himself. He never put himself first. He introduced himself as a Ramatutan to Sita, which means he has not told, I am Anjana Putran, Keshari Putran, Vayu Putran, or I am blessed with, or Nava Vyakarana Panditan. These all are what Hanuman stands for. He never introduced that. He said, I am a Ramatutan. I am a messenger of Rama. His work and the Kainkaryam towards Rama comes first. So that is the example of a brahmachari, or that is an example of how he controls himself. What he actually needs to do is what he will do. He will never overdo or he will never underdo. He will do exacting what he wants or what the situation wants. And that is what is expected from us in schools, in colleges, in office, with our relation, with our friends, with our brothers, sisters, everywhere. That is what is expected. Do what is required. Don't overdo or don't underdo. And that is exactly the lesson we can learn from Hanuman. Another attribute he actually stood for is his humility. He's a very contented person, as we spoke yesterday. His humility stands for who he is. As I always define, we are a combination of emotions, we are a combination of attitudes and attributes. Some may be good, some may be bad, but anyone is made up like that. When we took example of Krishna and Rama, they are different. We spoke about Rama at a great detail, Krishna about great detail. But examples like Hanuman, example like Sudama, example like Gopika Stris, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrugna, these are the people who are human beings. They are like us and they have showed as an example. So the humility is a great attribute which Hanuman actually displayed. And he also teaches humility to others. This is very important. We can also stand for some good attitude and attribute. It is very, very important for us to teach people around us what that attitude will bring us. I'll tell you another story. And to your surprise, this is from Mahabharata. As we saw yesterday, Hanuman is a Chiranjeevi. As you are hearing this now, as I am speaking this now, Hanuman is just listening to us. He is sitting next to us and listening. So it is very important to realize that he is always around us. The moment we say Rama, he will be with us. The moment we say Jai Hanuman, he will come to help us. And this story explains how he does that. This is a story from Mahabharata. Rama avatar was in Treta Yuga, the second yuga of the four yugas. Mahabharata is a third yuga, which is Dwapara Yuga. That is the time Bharata Yuddha actually took place. Both Pandavas and Kauravas are getting ready for Bharata Yuddha. And this story is before that. When Dharmaputra lost to Kauravas, he has been sent to forest. 5 brothers, Pancha Pandava, living in forest with Draupadi. Krishna visits them often. So Draupadi actually asks Bhima to get a flower. Bhima went in search of that flower inside the forest. He sees a monkey lying below the tree where the flower is there. Bhima need to climb and then pluck the flower and then bring it back home. Now he asked the monkey to move. The monkey does not move. Monkey says, I am very aged. I cannot move now. And Bhima first made fun. And monkey said, you cannot make fun of an aged person. You should always be contented. Just because you are 25-year-old, that does not mean that you will not turn 65-year-old within just matter of time. You will change, you will turn yourself to 65-year-old. Now Bhima again is not convinced, but he is half-heartedly said okay. Now he says, can you please move so that I can climb this tree? Monkey says, I cannot move. I am aged, so you need to wait. Bhima said, can I lift you because you are aged? Can I lift you and then put you in some other tree? Bhima is a parakrama. And then monkey said, I am very heavy. You cannot do that. Bhima laughed and said, you are a monkey and I am Bhima. I will always be able to do that. Monkey said, okay, fine. Can you just lift my tail? If you can lift your tail, I will only walk and then go to the next tree. Bhima started lifting the tail. He cannot even move an inch. Then Bhima actually asks this monkey, who are you? I am so strong person. I can even move this earth, but I cannot move this tail. There that monkey actually turns into Hanuman. And he teaches 2 things to Bhima. He says, one, you cannot overestimate yourself. You should always know your enemy's strength before committing to something. When someone says, can you take my tail? You should think who he is, inquire who he is, how can he actually tell that, and then accept to that particular challenge. Number 1. Number 2, he says, never take any situation easily. Always assess the situation. Always do a good analysis of the situation before making your conversation. So for he says, to win a war, it is not only Shakti which is important, Buddhi is also important. And he asked, who are you? As I said, he turned into Hanuman. He said, this is what I learned from Rama. Now he didn't move. He says, Bhima, you still need to lift my tail. Now Bhima says with lot of Vinaya, how can I do that? You are a demigod. I cannot do that. Then he says, for me Rama, for you Krishna. Think about Krishna and then lift, is what he says. Now he thinks about Lord Krishna and then he could able to lift the monkey very, very easily. So when you think about God, he is our pillar. God is nothing but, or a spiritual thought is nothing but like a helmet or like a seat belt. It always saves us. Not every time we will meet with an accident when we go out. But if at all if we meet, we have something to save us. That is what he told. Your spiritual thought is very important when you start something, Bhima. Finally, Bhima actually asks, you need to be part of our side in the Bharata Yuddha. Hanuman agrees and then says that I will be part of your brother Arjun's chariot's flag. So if you see the flag of Arjuna, it is Hanumanta flag. The great warrior Hanuman is always with Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is the chariot person. Arjuna sits there and Hanuman is on top of it. So the humility is very important, and we need to teach it to the next generation, or we need to teach it to people around us. It is not just we practice something. Hanuman is a person who can control himself and control others, and then can teach great things to others. This is an excellent attribute about Hanuman. And for continuing this week, we will see about couple of his attitude and attribute every day, and a related story. Tomorrow we are going to see an interesting story, how he managed 3 situations when he jumped this side to that side to Sri Lanka. Let's wait and watch. Jai Hanuman, Jai Sri Narayana, Jai Rama.